Hey, what's going on? My name is Anthony Vitale, and at this time, I'm being joined by Michael, Matt, Kevin, and Ben. Together, they are a band called Old Wounds, and they are from Asbury Park, New Jersey. Fellas, how are you?
All right.
Doing good.
Doing good.
Yeah.
Doing good, man.
Thanks for. I'm doing great. Thanks for taking this interview. It's exciting to see that you guys are back, and I appreciate you reaching out to me for the first interview with the new lineup. So let's get right into it. Kevin, you are obviously back in the band after after leaving at some point last year. What made you leave in the first place, and what made it right for you to come back?
We had done a string of tours non-stop, and I have Crohn's disease. I don't know. It's a shitty thing, but I was starting to get some inflammation in my stomach. I was starting to feel a little bit under the weather, and touring, sleeping on floors, it's a stressful thing, and they say that 50% of the reason why you'll get sick is stress. I also wanted to do hair school. I wanted to take some time off from the band. The other guys wanted to keep going, which is totally respectable, but it just worked out that Daddy's back.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, glad to have you back. So let's continue on the lineup changes. Michael, I'll give this one to you. There's been some movement with the band, obviously. Kevin leaving, Kevin returning, the founding members deciding to leave. What makes this lineup the best going forward for you?
I think most importantly, we all just get along pretty great, and it's very easygoing. There's no real stress about it so far.
I'm stress-free. I'm living easy. I'm stress-free.
Sweet.
This guy's the funniest guy in the world.
If anybody else wants to,
No, he's very funny.
He's hysterical.
Yeah.
Sweet, man. All right, so everybody's
As you can tell.
It just feels right.
nice.
It feels good. Very very excited to have this be the thing
Yeah.
that we're all doing.
So you're confident in everybody's doing good so far.
Yeah. I have no complaints. It'll be good.
When we practice, it sounds organic. It doesn't sound forced. Like it looks and sounds how it always should have been.
Right.
And I really like that.
Nice. All right. So moving on. So there's new material obviously on the way.
Yeah.
Your record that really kind of put this band on the map was The Suffering Spirit back in 2015. Can we expect some of the same of that sound? Is there going to be a progression of that sound? What's the new Old Wounds going to do going forward?
I think we'll always, be pretty grounded in playing heavy music, but I definitely want to experiment some more. I want to write songs as opposed to just putting a bunch of parts together and a bunch of breakdowns and having this be a song. I want to be a band that plays actual songs, whether it be songs that have melody or whatever.
Right.
I think you can hear that in the single that we put out.
Oh, for sure.
Just some of the stuff that we're playing around with, but we'll always be grounded in heavy music.
Nice. And Matt, you came on the band, I think maybe it's about a year or two now, right? That Matt, you're with the band, and you've had your hand in the songwriting process. I've been able to be around you, working with the band. Love your work in Blind Justice. So you've been able to contribute to it. Is there anything that you've been able to help the guys with, or anything that you've noticed about you guys getting together that has made the writing different?
For some newer songs, Kevin and I have kind of met up at his house and just went over some things that we're influenced by, and talked about kind of the direction that we want to do. We're trying to do a little bit more like melodic stuff. I know Kev wants to sing more. We're trying to do more, like he said, structured songs, and things are a little bit more experimental for us, I'll say. But as far as the songwriting goes, usually what I'll do for myself for riffs is I'll maybe listen to something and try to get a feel for like a direction I want to go in, and take that influence, and then just I'll sit and play guitar for like a couple hours, and
Nice.
usually come up with something cool, record it on my phone, and then we'll all kind of talk about it.
So how far along are we from a new full length?
We still have a good amount of writing.
Yeah, we're not too far along the way, but we've got a few songs done.
So we're still at the drawing board, but definitely.
No, we're at the drawing board.
Is,
We've got some ideas. Ben's coming up with some cool riffs. Matt's coming up with some cool riffs. I have notebooks upon notebooks of lyrical content that I'm just gonna put to these songs that I've just been sitting on. That, you know, in my ailments, at home I've been writing a lot of songs. So
would you say that the single? I don't mean to cut you off. Would you say that the single is a taste of what's to come?
Absolutely, yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, so now you guys tonight you're here with Madball and E-Town Concrete, but you're also coming off the Vans Warped Tour back in 2016. That segued into a fall tour with Beartooth. But you guys also came up in the New Jersey hardcore scene, playing smaller shows and gaining a lot of your respect that way. Going forward in the future,
people respect us?
I guess we're going to find out. But you guys have, you know, still shown love to the hardcore scene, and you're also playing sold out concerts. Is there an in between for Old Wounds, or will you just will you play whatever feels right?
Yeah, no, there's definitely an in between. You know, I think we're all pretty grateful for having come up in like DIY, hardcore and punk. It certainly sets the groundwork for how you function as a band. And you know, it's always been great to play with other hardcore bands, but then getting the opportunity to do Warped and to do like Beartooth and all that. It feels good not to pigeonhole yourself into like one specific genre, and just have the opportunity to do something different, maybe step outside of your comfort zone. And you know, like when we first got offered Warped, we were like, some of us were like, yeah, oh yeah, then some of us were like, yeah. But we did it, and it was probably one of the most, if not the most fun tour we'd ever done, and it definitely was like way different than we thought it would be.
I was definitely one of those people that were like, but it really opened up my eyes to a lot of things. Like, why wouldn't we want to play to these kids that would not necessarily come see us play with Madball or whomever, you know? It's just a gateway for these kids to come see us when we play with E-Town Concrete, you know?
For sure. So going forward, there's a couple of holiday shows that you guys have lined up with 18 Visions and Knocked Loose, which should be very exciting. It's cool to see that you guys have earned the praise of bands like 18 Visions, where, you know, you can hear a little bit of that influence, and, you know, even some of today, like Motionless in White, and you guys have earned the respect from them. There's also, you know, a couple of shows here and there, but is there any details that you can give about what's going on in 2018 for you guys?
We're gonna certainly dive into the new record. We've sort of just started to talk about like what we want to do, and we're throwing around some like fun options. But I figure in the coming months we'll try to buckle down and start to solidify our actual plans.
Right now, it's just like we're kind of putting all the puzzle pieces out on the table, and then probably in the wintertime or early spring is when we intend to like try to make them fit together. You know, because right now we're, you know, everyone has their own stuff going on. Kev's in school, you know, I work full time. You know, Mikey's working. Ben lives a little bit further away. So it's tough for us to all get together and really have that opportunity to work on things as a unit. So,
are you excited to play with 18 Visions?
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking sick. Yeah, and I think the way it's, as we're ending the year, like with those shows you're saying, I think that's gonna be awesome. And we're just kind of looking at things, and we can play some live shows and end the year with some sweet shows, and then be like, cool, well then what's next? Like, obviously there's a lot of things where the writing, do we want to go on tour right away? You know, now that there's a band there and it's exciting again, so it's kind of like just trying to settle down, let's end the year, and then we'll probably writing would be the first thing. But
Nice. So sometime next year we're going to see some movement from Old Ones.
You'll see a record.
in one way or another, I would
We're
say.
going to hear something. So, listen, I want to say before we go, I really do appreciate you guys giving me the time. You could have went anywhere else for this interview, and thanks for supporting DIY, and thanks for supporting someone that really enjoys your band and likes to do this. So it's a nice community feel. So thanks a lot, and looking forward to it. This is Michael. This is Matt.
Thank you.
Kevin, and Ben. These guys are Old Wounds. In the meantime, listen to their record, The Suffering Spirit. Thank you again, fellas.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.